Woo, what's going on, everybody? Oh, thought I got a text here. Sorry, a minute late there. The Cornerman _ MMA, Ryan the Mighty Quinn. Great night of fights. I was watching that between with UFC Vegas 59. That and the Yankees Cardinals. I'm a big Yankee fan. My wife's a big Cardinals fan. But yeah, so I thought this card really showed what's going to happen with the future of the UFC and mixed martial arts. Um, it was interesting. I made this analogy on the Fight Bananas Betting Bananas podcast. Um, the Ultimate Fighter finale was a little bit overlooked between uh, Mohammed Usman and Zach Pauga and Brogan Walker and Juliana Miller. Why? The main event was the women's title fight between Nunes and Pena, which was a week prior. Now, I made the analogy of those of you who are Game of Thrones fans. We saw the battle of the Long Night with the Walking Dead, before we saw the battle at King's Landing, and that kind of like that helped the decline, even though there was more to the decline of the Game of Thrones series finale. But that kind of helped the decline there, and I feel like that kind of happened here with this. As much as the Ultimate Fighter, we're just coming back to it, and they're doing a great job with it. But I feel like the majority of people were watching because of the Pena and Nunes feud, and building up to that fight, and that was part of the big thing, and that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what it accomplished. But at the same time, as a byproduct, we're trying to see the future of the sport. We built these fighters, but on top of it too, we have the Contender Series, which kind of extracts a little bit from the house. Yeah, whenever I say the house, I always say I mean the Ultimate Fighter, fighters in the house. So it's almost like these poor fighters had a lot going against them, and there's a lot of talent there. Unfortunately, let's face it, the Ultimate Fighter, they don't always bring the most talented fighters on. Especially now with the Contender Series, they want to use the Contender Series. You don't need to be a character to fight there. You could be an actual fighter. You don't need to be good on TV, good on the mic. Where the Ultimate Fighter, they do bring in a lot of characters. I don't necessarily think that was the case this season. I think they did have a lot to build off of. All four fighters in the finale, you could see in the future, and then some. I was really surprised that Chandler Cole didn't get a fight. I hope to see him soon. I shot him a message. He might not be able to disclose that. I hope that the UFC brings him back. First of all, I felt he got screwed in his fight in the house, and then and he's just damn exciting. Big guy, short, stocky, moving like that. It's a lot of fun to watch. Let's face it, everyone loves to see it. It reminds me of Mark Hunt. Everyone loves to see that. Paddy Pimblett call out by Terrence McKinney. Awesome. I think that's great. I think the UFC wants to see stuff like that too, because I don't think anyone in the top 20 truly cares about Paddy Pimblett. I don't. It's like someone I think of. He's flirting in the top 15 is Grant Dawson. Can you see Paddy against somebody like that? No. So I feel like these fighters on the main card, the prelim, the late prelims for these UFC Vegas cards. Yes, these are the people that need to call out Paddy, that they could bring Paddy over to the United States and fight. Or bring him there in Liverpool. It sounds like they're coming to stateside, probably Madison Square Garden, both him and Meatball Molly. Yeah, that was good. Now we'll talk real quick about the main event. The main event, it kind of went the way I thought it was going to go. We got a striking battle, which one we're going to see. Thiago's got to figure some stuff out. He had that great run to the title. I thought he actually beat John Jones, but I knew they weren't going to give John Jones. They weren't going to give John Jones a loss to Thiago Silva. Kind of like he had to beat the champ. I felt like that's the only reason why he wasn't given the loss. I don't agree with that, but it's clear that a lot of people feel that way. And I feel that's why he didn't get the win over John Jones. That being said, what would have happened after he won that fight? He hasn't looked the same since he had the knee surgery. It's really unfortunate, but Jamahal Hill, I can't wait to see what's going on next. Can you put him against the winner? Well, he might. They haven't said if Jury's going to take the fight with Glover yet. Glover obviously wants it. Jury said, I want to fight Glover next, but it hasn't been announced. I think Glover's in Brazil right now. I tried shooting him a text to see if he was going to be on the Madison Square Garden card. I haven't heard back yet. I'm sure I'll hear back from him randomly. That's November's not far away for a title fight camp. I'm sure that's tough. They're shoring up that Madison Square Garden card. We're talking with Dustin Poirier this week, by the way. That'll be out Tuesday, about his fight with Michael Chandler. Really looking forward to that one. I feel like we all knew that was coming as soon as Michael Chandler got signed to the UFC. So, all right, let's just break it down. We're going to go over the finishes for the two Ultimate Fighter finales. All right, let's do Juliana Miller first over Brogan Walker. I guess I was kind of rooting for Brogan a little bit simply because she was Amanda's. I'm biased. We all have favorites. Watching it on mute. Let's see here. I believe it was a round 3 finish, round 2 finish. Let's see here. All right, I want to go way back to the beginning. Juliana has a great, she has a great style. You know, you can't really time everything for a lot of this stuff. All right, we're just going to go right to the beginning of round number 3. Oh, and a Popeye's chicken commercial came up, so we got to hold on a little bit there. Anyone out there, please add to the conversation. Would love to hear from everybody. Out here talking to myself and shit. All right, and here we go. Fighters take the center. Keith Peterson, the ref. I've had Keith before. Left hand really low with Brogan Walker, throwing that feint. It's almost like you're asking to be just like, and her face shows for it. Oh, caught straight hands. You know, that was part of the issue too. Is sometimes fighters do all this hard work for their opponent's points. It's terrible. Like a stance like that, and just you're asking to be shot in on. You're asking to take damage. She's square. Her hands are down. Juliana's just, what's there, I'm going to take it. That's exactly what's going on here. 1-2s, low calf kicks because she's heavy on that front kick. You know, sometimes fighters, they switch stances like Brogan just did here, and they think that's going to solve everything. It's going to keep the opponent guessing. Not a chance. You got to have some conviction behind it. Yeah, just jabs, you know, just, and then the takedowns come, you know, the drops come. Counter hook. This is all by Miller, by the way. Look, she doesn't have to do anything. She's taking it as it comes. Easy work. And clearly, Brogan's frustrated. She switched back. Even her hooks, though, are like just sloppy. Just very sloppy. She gotta get those hands up. This girl's gotta get a good boxing coach. There's a big left, but she didn't really throw any conviction behind it. Had she connected, it might have done some serious damage on Juliana. We're up against the fence. I wonder if there's some broken bones on the left side of that body. Why do I say that? Because I know from experience, she went in on the clinch like this and immediately switched head sides probably because of the pain. That happened to me in a fight once. Over-unders, Juliana switches. We're doing the cage dance, back and forth. Looking for a trip by Juliana. Gets it. Brogan looks pretty fatigued. She might be injured. Juliana's just controlling what she needs to do. Brogan's flat. Again, I think Brogan was injured in this round with that eye. It's pretty swollen. Oof, nasty elbow. She just looks overly fatigued. And Juliana's just taking control. Would love to speak with Juliana on this show. Hopefully I can get a piece with her. She's in full mount, just controlling. It's up against the fence. That's tough. I've coached fighters that have lost fights because they've been in full mount against the fence and rolled over. Lost rounds anyway. Sorry. She's just controlling. Juliana's not doing much. She's just taking what's coming, and it leads to a finish. This is why your defense is part of the game. Defense does lead to good offense, folks. I know me, like on my feet, my boxing defense was so bad that I would cheat and just be in a boxing stance because I was so confident in my wrestling. Just landing elbows here, landing elbows straight to the face. Everything's connecting. Brogan showing a lot of heart, trying to get out of position. Not happening. Big elbow on the way down. Brogan controlling. She scored enough to do that. Boom, boom. Ground control over 8 minutes. Just keeping the control. She's not unloading. You don't need to in that situation. You don't need to. You know, she's scoring. She's winning. Opponent's tired. Hammer strikes landed. Elbow landed. And you notice too with Juliana, she's really good here. She's not, everyone does it. She's really good with going hammer strike, elbow, just taking what's available. Sometimes fighters posture up. There's the finish. Just continuous. There's the finish. Just continuous. That finish was big. Why was that? Like I said, she wasn't just unloading, just coming down straight like the traditional punches. She was going hammer strike, elbow, hammer strike, elbow, hammer strike, elbow. Just giving what's there, what's available. She does a great job. You're gonna have to really establish a jab to beat this woman. She's really good. I'm really looking forward to her future in this sport. All right, now we're gonna go over to Muhammad. Now, I was happy for Mohammed Usman, Mo. You know, I know a lot of people think of his brother with that name and everything like that, and we were told, but you know, he's going to establish himself. It's great. I think they're the only two siblings to ever win the Ultimate Fighter. I felt going into this fight that he was very reserved. He was extremely reserved through the whole season in his fights. Whether by design, I don't think that was the case. I just think that he needed to go to training and unravel a little bit. I believe he did have a football background. If that's the case, you see a lot of that tenseness with football players. Why? You know, they're in that 3-point or 4-point stance, and, you know, they're ready to explode. You know, so the explosion's there, which is why I always say good football players have a natural MMA double. So let's just go to it. Let's go right to the Usman fight. We're gonna right to the. We're just gonna watch the. No, we're just gonna watch the finish. If I can pull it up. He's another one, man. Like I feel like, you know, a lot of times people come into mixed martial arts, and obviously his brother's a world-class wrestler, and he's obviously been around a wrestling room. But I feel like somebody like that just needs to get boxing and loosen up. I think that's what he's got going on for him. I think that's what he needs. We have mutual friends. I wonder if I can get him on here as well. Love to speak to this guy. We got a commercial, ESPN Plus commercial. And, you know, no disrespect to Pauga. I just feel like he just doesn't show that he shows that he's kind of peaked at his level, you know, by his performance and stuff like that. Take the center. Pauga is very heavy on that front left. Very heavy on that front foot, which means he's going to lean on his punches. All right, Usman, now that I'm watching this again, Usman's a little bit looser than, but you see, Usman's elbows are coming up, which means he is a little tight in the shoulders. Like I always say to fighters, bring your chin to your chest, not your shoulders to your ears, to keep your chin down. You know, keep those shoulders loose. I know this because I have these same issues. Oh, and I missed it. I missed the explosion. Sometimes tightness is tight. All right, so very wide stance. Okay, yeah. So the finish was Pauga did the hard work for the counter left hook. Pauga kind of stabbed in, although I think this was coming anyway. I don't want to discredit Usman. He kind of stabbed in with his chin in the air. He stabbed in, you know, and all a big, strong, explosive man like that needs to do is pop, and that's all that happened. Then he followed up with the hammer strike. Game over. Game over. You know, I think that's game over. You know, really happy for this guy. You know, with his backstory and everything. You know, people like that. You know, they don't want to be known to be in their brother's shadow. You know, I'm sure everyone said, oh, he got on the house because his brother, and, you know, he just won it. So that's awesome. Great story. All right, guys, that's all we got today. You know, just a quick conversation. Hope to see somebody. We didn't have any comments in there today. But, yeah, we got a lot of cool stuff going on this week. I'm speaking with Jeff Mullen of the Nevada State Athletic Commission, as well as Dustin Poirier. It's going to be a great week leading up to next week's UFC event with Chuko and I get stuck on Chuko. and it's just going to be a lot of good ones. All right, guys, talk to you later. Bye bye.